So here we are back at lesson two for the Feral Author Tool. Hello, cohort. Okay, so I went down to my dock where I keep that piece, the feral fiction. And now I'm not going to write a new story, so I'm going to go to load collection, right? This is something I've been working on, which you saw last week. And then I'm going to go to my file that has my development files in it. I'm going to go to the story that we had last week. And then I'm going to say okay, because that's what I want to do. I want to open the whole thing title. Now, um, now let's try and launch the story, which is where we were at the end. So you go to the little rocket ship here in under the story heading, and you click on it. And here comes the terminal. Uh-oh, I've made a terrible mistake. What was my mistake? Well, it says import reported missing fields, and the field that I'm missing is voice for the narrator. Oh, right. Yeah, this is a mistake that I commonly make because you sometimes, well, at least at the moment, I've never written a story where the narrator is talking. But that notwithstanding, okay, I'm going to fix that problem. Okay, and I'm going to do it by going to characters because the narrator is a character. And then I'm going to go to the narrator, and lo and behold, there is no voice for that. So then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to pick Delicate Fairy. Why not? Uh, and then I'm going to select that. Okay. Now the narrator, as you can see, has a voice. Great. And so then we'll be able to launch from there. Now there were a couple other problems that I fixed, so I'm going to go back to an earlier version. A later version of that story. So I'm going to close this guy down. Yeah. And
You need to close the choose a voice panel.
right. Thanks, Tom.
Mhm.
Okay. See, that's why we have Tom. That and a few other reasons. Okay. So I'm going to shut this guy down. I'm going to start again. Yeah. And by the way, this, just so you know, like this authoring requires a lot of stops and starts. Okay. So now I'm going to do this load collection again. We're going to go to the little green folder that I showed you earlier. Now where this is the one where I fixed everything. And then we're going to say, okay. And now we're going to hit the rocket ship again. And now we're promoting the story. Now we keep our fingers crossed that we didn't screw anything else up. And lo and behold, we
There
did
it
not,
is.
right? And so this launches right here. Okay. And I am going to start the story here. And now we're going to see what the reader actually looks at. Okay, so here we are in this place. And we're in Kit's room. Sits at the desk. What is that? Says Kit. Kit hears the sound again. It sounds like crying. The sound is coming from the closet. Okay, now, if you're leading a child through this story, you would guess that the child would suggest to you that it's time to investigate the sound, right? Otherwise, we'd just be sitting in the room all day. So let's just say go to closet and see what happens. Okay, you cannot go that way. From here, you can go inside the closet.
Oh, the
Okay,
closet. Oh, yeah.
go go in the closet. Maybe try that one. Okay, that's because okay, we're going to explain that in a
And
second.
I have a thing for this as well. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to go in the closet. And uh now we've run into the closet and we see the whole thing, right? Okay, so now maybe we should talk to the whole thing. And so in order to do that, we can do a couple things. We can type hello, who are you? And let's see we don't know what this response is going to be. Neither does the child who's reading through this story. And so they're going to have to read through the story. Hello, who are you? What is the whole thing going to say back to us? I am a friend who hides in the walls. I remember how the house once sang with a lady's lullabies. Her songs wove dreams of comfort, and now your stories echo here. Okay, this is the now we would really love for this character to be speaking at a level that the children can read, right? So we're going to have to go back and do some work on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this and we're going to go here. And okay, so now you're adjusting your story. You're essentially doing a rewrite here, right? And you're going to rewrite this character, right? And so we're going to go here.
I have a
There's Kit.
suggestion.
Go, Tom.
So if you go back to story,
Yep. Go back to story. Okay.
to the
Let's go
story main, yep.
here, then yep. Yep.
And where it says text level 1 to 99, you've got 84. So, and
Yep.
this is a good time to explain this. So we support a 100 point arbitrary scale that will produce 19 different language complexities in whatever language that you're generating in. We support generation in English right now through text. Audio is a different matter. We'll get to another lesson. What the author could do here, Willie could do, is lower that number to a level where we would like to maintain. And 35 may be about right. So it's a little bit of a trial and error to get your character balanced. So yeah, I would go ahead and try that. And that way you don't have to write special prompts inside your character descriptions or anything like that. And give that a
Yeah.
shot.
Great, Tom. Good call.
Thanks.
As what you will come to understand in this tool is that there's always more than one way to skin a cat.
That's right. Yes, there are
Okay.
multiple solutions to almost every problem.
All right. So I'm going to save this. So you can save the story here,
Mhm.
or you can, and this is just something to know. Anytime you change and go to a different uh, element, the whatever you were working on automatically saves if you change. Just FYI. Okay, so here we go. Let's try launching again and see what kind of effect that had.
Yeah, it's this is for security reasons. We change our security token every time you touch the server. So if you write and then you promote and then play, you'll need to log in again when you re-promote.
Okay, so we're uploading and here we are again. Okay, let's restart this story. Okay, and here we are again. Okay, go in the closet. Okay, and there he is again. Okay, now let's ask the same, let's say the same thing. Hello, who are you? And let's see how the whole thing responds. I am a friend in the wall, he says softly, peeking out with eyes like twin moons. I remember the lady who used to hum here. She left and it got quiet.
Excellent.
Okay, I think that's probably what, Tom, third grade level?
Yeah, so the only thing that I'm seeing in here that might be a little tricky for a smaller one is the contraction. So if you wanted to pull that out, I have a feeling that if you moved it into like level 28 or 29, it would pull that contraction for you. But this, I would be comfortable with this being the right level for this story.
Okay. Yeah. And, when we start testing this with young readers, the teachers will
Yeah,
be able to give us feedback on
we'll
that.
make an adjustment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I also just wanted to let you know why there was some trouble navigating in your last when you said you typed go in closet, but if you pop up your author tool just very briefly
Which I will do.
and move to rooms,
Yep.
you actually named that room the closet. So since the entire name has to be included, you needed to say go to the closet. That's actually
So,
a good trick to require that children use the articles, which is proper grammar. So that's there's multiple choices there, and then I just saw something when it said you cannot go that way. From here, you can go inside the closet, which tells me that I have a bug to manage. But
okay.
you are, yeah,
The other thing that Tom has loaded into this is that, you know, if we want to make it simpler for a child to navigate the story, we you can just get to the next place that the author has determined is the next scene in the story by uh, by typing in next or typing in go forward.
Mhm.
Both of those commands will get you to the next place. So if we typed in next, we would immediately have gone into the closet and seen the whole thing.
If there's a scene two there, yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's right. Mhm.
Okay. So there we have all of that. Now, let's talk about how we can better manage, not not to prescribe or to make it too rigid, but better manage how we want the characters to respond to make them a little more rich and maybe to lead the story a little bit better. So we're going to now move to a little thing called context. Okay, so we go to scenes and we have Kit, and this is how we've written the scene, right? Now, this is going to be what we're going to do now is going to give a little context to the whole thing, right? And so we get,
Yeah,
you want to say something, Tom?
there's a little trouble with that in that the this is scene one when we're in Kit's room, and the whole thing isn't here; it's in the closet.
Right. So so what's
You
the
would need
next?
to create a scene two.
Of course. Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's do that. Okay. So scene, we're going to go plus there. And this is a main plot. You're going to have a little drag down here. Subplot, we'll get into that on another day. If you're inserting this scene, please
that's
indicate what scene number this will become. It's
and
going to
if
be
you can either type 2.0 here, or you can just say okay, and it will automatically know to make it the next scene.
okay. 2.0 it is. All right, and there we are in 2.0. Okay. And then uh we're going to have something that the kids can read, right? Inside the closet, there is a hole in the wall. And through that hole in the wall, which is, I think, probably good for young readers since they can read something twice and then have it
Repetition is
reinforced.
excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And through the hole in the wall, comma, Kit and see uh strange. A strange? Can we use strange? Will they get that word, Tom?
Strange. You can see because color identification is so common, you might just say purple.
Purple. Uh critter.
Let's see.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, a
Thing.
purple critter, purple thing with eyes.
Little thing with big eyes. Good.
Nice.
Okay, good. All right, now this is where we can put some context, right? So we hit a double brace. Okay, then we put the name of the character that we want to essentially whisper in the ear of this character. We're going to put thoughts in the mind of this character or intentions in the mind of this character. Okay, so this is the whole thing. Then we put a double colon, and then what are we going to whisper to him? Um, the whole the whole thing is nervous to be seen. And we can use bigger words here, wary
That's
of
right.
Kit. But but the whole thing's curiosity will make him brave
Hmm.
enough to engage with Kit. The whole thing is very lonely and needs a friend. And let's add something else. And the whole thing has been eating wood for very long time and wishes he could eat something different. The whole thing's favorite food is paper. Okay, and so that's what we call a context note, right? And so now we hit a double brace, okay? And now we save it. We go to our little uh,
Mhm.
disk here. Now we've saved the scene. Okay. All right, now let's relaunch this thing and see what kind of effect that will have on the character and
Um,
the dog.
Remember to
Something
put a
else?
location for your scene.
Oh, thank God you're here, Tom. Okay, so location is the closet.
Mhm.
Okay, and anything else we need to fill out here, Tom, at
You
the
might want to
moment?
fill out speaking just for convenience. Yeah, it's a good habit. It's a good habit to have.
Okay, all
Okay.
right. The rest of the stuff is more complicated, and we will get into that in a later lesson. Okay, so now we are going to go back to and launch our story. And here we go. Do that. Here we
Yeah.
go.
It's a good
We're
time to
launching.
mention that as the author in this story, Willie is the only person who could possibly promote a version of the whole thing to the server. That title is now his for good.
Yeah.
Yeah.